So I didn't know about this, but that's cool. So this is the overlook of the Snake River. I had to wait a little bit because there were some peeps around. I didn't want to record right around them, but there's a boat coming down it. I've already spotted 2 bald eagles. Across the way I can see on the lower grounds some whitewash where they like to sit. It's pretty cold up here. I thought this trail was going to be more of like a trail, but it looks like it's like a bike trail. Which is fine. We'll only walk it a little bit. Because when we get further down, there's actually like a dirt trail that I want to explore a bit more. Now that we have the time. It is really cold out here. Earlier today, it said it was around 19 degrees this morning, but the real feel was 1, and our generator ran out of oil. So our luckily our trailer retained some of the heat, and its heating was still working for a little bit. So we had some of our co-workers sit in the trailer with us while we got that fixed and figured out. Careful here. Oh, I don't know what those birds are. Oh, they're just pigeons. I figured as much. Yesterday there was some interesting waterfowl out. There was a pied-billed grebe, some common mergansers, mallards and stuff, the usual. Different subspecies of junco were out on the trailer last time. I was waiting for today because I thought it was supposed to be nicer. I was supposed to be in the 30s, but that's only supposed to hit at like 2 today. There's some geese over there flying pretty high. Yeah, beautiful view. Hope you guys can see okay. I just started walking. There's a couple people here. Nothing too crazy. Oh, in the tree up there, there's a flicker, I think. Yeah, it's a flicker, and there was a couple of magpies flying around here too. Alrighty, good stuff. Spotted right off the bat. Don't know how well you can see this, but there is, looks to be a spring here with all this green vegetation near. It's completely unfrozen. I think this is pretty interesting. It looks to be a spring that feeds into this pool that is pretty deep. It's like a couple feet, I think, at least. And it's got all this green vegetation in it. Now, I don't know much about plants anymore, but the last thing I remember from learning about spring-fed areas is that a lot of watercress likes to grow in it. That's the only place where watercress really likes to grow, so maybe that's what this is. I'm not sure. But if it is, it's very sought after for salads. Alright, we're starting to enter a spot where I last saw a bunch of juncos, and I'm hearing stuff peeping, so I'm not sure what that is. Could be them. I'm at a spot here down the trail that I remember seeing a squirrel running around it, and I hear him huffing at me. I think it's a gray squirrel. I know that well no, fox squirrels have no limit on them here. Can't hunt here anyway, so it doesn't really matter. This is the last bit of the overlook I actually stopped at last time I was here, but if you go down there, I actually see a waterfall. And now that we got time, I think we should go see if we can check that out. It's a pretty overlook. I love the sage and the rocks here with the lichen on it and the moss. It just gives me the western vibe, you know? Miss it. Though I wish it was a little less cold. Oh, okay, this is a little treacherous. Let's hope I don't slip. Oh, I really should have put on crampons or something. Thought we're bringing trekking poles. That's just another thing to hold on to. There's a couple birds on the water. Let's see. That looks different. Not sure what that is. It's a duck of some kind. Oh, it's a teal. Or no, sorry. It's a... Hang on, let me check. It's not a teal, but I'll make sure I'm right on this. I think it's a widgeon. Oh, magpie just flew over our heads too, along with those geese. It had a bunch of white on the front of its face. That's how I could tell it was a widgeon. Though teal are also here. Green wing, that is. But they don't have the white on the front. So that's not what that is. Also, if you didn't see behind me, there's a couple of cool, I don't know if you can see them, ice formations right there where all the water dripped down. Let's not die here. And it's icy. This probably isn't gonna thaw by the time I can actually explore this again, which I don't even know when that would be, considering this is my last day off before training resumes and then we start up again. That's really cool. Came down here, almost slipped and died. I'm almost at the falls, and a little beyond the falls, there's a bunch of people set up ice climbing with ice picks. I'm gonna try not to disturb them, so I won't probably go that far, but that's really cool. I've never seen people ice climbing in person before. So this looks like it's coming from the spring. It's cold water, but it's definitely not nearly as cold as it would be if you're just sitting out here. So I think it's probably a spring. Okay, so I found a little side passage that led to this spot here on the shore of the Snake River. Reminds me of Wisconsin a little bit, because this is how we would fish the Wisconsin River, is right along stuff like this. Just stick a pole in, cast it out in the middle, and just wait with a bell. I saw already evidence of a fire, probably illegal, but that's also very Wisconsin-ish. Saw a couple mallards swim out from the bushes over there. There's a bunch of crows and ravens flying around, cawing at each other. But cool view. If I ever wanted to shore fish, I'd probably come right here for a little bit. I think I'm gonna continue to the falls and then check out the falls for a little bit and head back up. And then there's another waterfall on the way back up there that I'm gonna check out. Oh, it's a wren. Not sure what kind though. But I got its call in my head right now. So let's see if we can find an ID for it. All right, guys, I think I just got my lifer Pacific wren. The only way I was able to tell that it wasn't a winter wren is because it was a lot darker. It also, I don't usually play playbacks a lot. I try to keep them really low, but I played a playback just to test for identification, and it responded. It was looking for what was calling. So I think that was another good solid bet that it was a Pacific wren. So add all those together and I'm pretty confident in that ID. And they're supposed to be around here, so that's really good. And they're about as common as the winter wren in this area. So you gotta be careful of that overlap, but this thing was way, like, it was dark and orangey. So I'm pretty confident with that identification. Well, this is really cool. Somebody decorated this tree to be a Christmas tree. It's kind of fun. Beautiful little spot. Definitely feels spring fed considering it's thawed. Take a couple pictures with my phone. And I think we'll be off here. Okay, so I had the wrong setting on my camera turned on when I was saying this. I had my time lapse on accident, but a Virginia rail just walked out right in front of me back near one of those bridges where the water goes underneath, like right across the path. I just stopped there for a second and Virginia rail just ran out right in front of me and just like looked at me and then ran into the bushes before I could take a picture or turn on my camera or anything. That's another lifer. You would have thought I've seen one of those before, but no, haven't. This isn't the type of environment I would expect to spot them, but there it is. And not the time of year either. I guess it makes sense that they'd be around the springs where the water still is nice and maybe they'll find invertebrates or something. I'm not sure exactly what they eat, but really cool. We're just on our way out of the canyon now. Get some food in me and then go to the Walmart and pick up some stuff so I can be set for when it's time to head out to lands beyond. Overall successful trip. We'll probably try to stop at the waterfall on the cliff edge back up here. Bunch of magpies, that's really cool. They're all just chilling in these bushes here. Right where I saw these juncos last. Oh, and there's squirrels around here. Well, the gang's all here, I guess. I'm gonna get a good picture of the juncos, but I don't know if that's possible to keep jumping around behind branches. At least I can see them, put them on the list. I really gotta get used to the sound of magpies. I do not know it well enough. All right, guys, before we head on out here and go up the cliffs to go see if we can find that waterfall, I thought I'd read off our bird list today. We got 10 species in this area. We got American widgeon, Virginia rail, California gull, red-tailed hawk, northern flicker, black-billed magpie, American crow, common raven, Pacific wren, and dark-eyed junco. Good day, actually. Normally on a normal day, I'd rather have more, but since this is a new place for me and I've only been out here for a little bit, I think that's a really good tally. So, especially considering we got a couple lifers there. That was a huge treat. So, we're going to head back up the cliff here and, I'll give a little view of the waterfall, but other than that, we'll be out of here in just a second. So, thanks for coming along on this journey with me and I'll see you later.